set!
Oh.
We're going in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, Coach Dave here, back with another episode of Anchored at Harbor Park CrossFit Racine.
I just love the way you say that for whatever reason, like Coach Dave here, like very redneck hillbilly. I love it.
It's because I'm half redneck.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 89, welcome back everyone.
89? Wow.
Yeah. Kind of cold in this.
I'm freezing. I was in here earlier working alone, doors locked by myself, and I was like, where did my heated blanket go? And then I found it in the therapy room, and I was like, don't need to be in there anymore. We're bringing this sucker back out.
So, if we're listening to this, or if you're listening to this.
Hi, I got a tangent. I'm Coach Corrigan.
Yeah, there you go. If you're listening to this, then hopefully you've listened to all our other 88 episodes. We know that most of you guys are sitting at home, so you can catch up on all the awesome stuff that we talk about in our Anchored podcast. But today we're kind of coming to you guys live from the gym. There's no background noise today.
Minus all the raindrop through the...
I don't know if they can hear that because it's not, the microphone might not pick that up. But there is rain. It is raining outside. It is Thursday when we're recording this, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's no classes going on. It's kind of spooky and weird.
It's very weird. It was very weird being here earlier by myself, like you said, and all of that jazz. So let's kind of go through. When is this podcast coming out? When are you doing it?
I don't know.
Technically,
Today, whenever they're listening to it, it came out today.
I know, but like today is Thursday, the 19th. I don't know if you're going to release it early or if we're going to wait till next Friday like we normally do. But either way, for those that are, tuning into our podcast, we did make the decision to close down our gym based on the regulation from the governor. There is some ways that gyms are getting around it, and I'm totally okay with that. We tried to fight as long as we could to stay open, but we felt that due to their recommendation or their mandate on non-essential businesses being open, that we fell under that category, and yesterday closed right after our noon class. So we are in the gym because we're still doing stuff. We're making videos, we're coming up with content, we're doing demos, we are letting people check out equipment for the members that we have, all that fun stuff. But it's just a really weird vibe, and I know a lot of people were posting pictures today because it was so, and you even said it as soon as we pulled out, like it's foggy today. And so that's like just building on the eeriness, and it's very like for being a middle of the week, it's very quiet outside. There's like not a lot of traffic. There's not a lot of siren. For us it's very quiet because like the bar is closed, so the music outdoor isn't on, and I'm like, it's just a very like weird sensation. I don't even know.
Yeah, we've never obviously dealt with anything like this in our history. Well, we haven't. I mean, I guess the closest we could ever say this was close to is like,
the blizzard.
Or like maybe people who lived back in the World War II eras, and those times or war times, where other countries deal with this stuff. It's just weird to think that we're here dealing with this now. And I don't want to like harp on that and talk about the virus and the sad parts. We'll kind of get that out of the way, but like it is weird. It's different. But the way I kind of think about it is like, well, it is a point in history, and we're going to be a part of that. We'll always be able to look back and be like, yep, I was part of that. I remember that, and we'll reflect on this and understand that even though there's a small inconvenience now, and we're living this together. That's one thing that I'm getting through. That is like everyone is doing this. It's not just Wisconsin. It's not just Racine. It's everybody in the world right now is just battling this.
I would think this is probably the first time that as a world we've had the same, I don't even want to call it tragedy, same thing though going on. You're right, because like in our lifetime, the things that I know are monumental, you know, everybody's like that one thing or a couple things that you're like on your deathbed are gonna be like, oh, I was there, and you're gonna remember it. Is like for us, it was a few things. 9/11 was a big moment in our generation. For me and you personally, living in Wisconsin, the blizzard of 2011 when we were working in our old lives, that was a big monumental whole week, I would say. And then also the union busting and the protesting over that was an awesome thing to reflect back on. But all of those things in the moment seemed very monumental and everybody was unsure of what was going to go on. And that's crazy because like 9/11 was like a U.S. all felt it together. The blizzard was just our counties. The union busting protesting was almost a U.S. thing, but I don't think quite. I think certain states were bigger than others. But I don't know, like, you're right, other than World War II and World War One and like the big major war, like, there hasn't been something in our generation that like the whole world is pretty much holding their breath together.
Yeah, and I mean, it is a scary time, but we don't want to scare you. People already have, like, we know that this is mainly for our members, but anybody who's listening to this, like, a lot of people, it's everywhere. You know, it's all over the news, and all you hear about is all these numbers and crazy statistics that can freak you out.
Can I just say one tangent? I know. Please stop sharing statistics of things that you're not sure where they're coming from. I hate when people just share a graph of statistics, and it's like, I could make a pretty graph and share it, and it means nothing. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep, I agree.
We know there's a lot of statistics and numbers.
Yes, there's a lot of statistics and numbers, and like, understand people, the numbers are going to climb because now they're testing for it, so of course they're going to say, oh, we got 200 more cases, yes, because you weren't testing for all those cases last week, so that's part of it. The other thing is, like, everybody's freaking out, and I guess rightfully so, but I'm trying to remain calm and just kind of deal with it, right, and be some form of leader to my coaches, to my team, and to all of our members who, like, we're all dealing with this together. I know it's tough for everybody because we can't come into the gym, but like, one thing that I guess that frustrates me with the whole thing is there hasn't been, in my opinion, strong leadership in the United States. Like, and I'm just going to go on my tangent now of why, because people have asked me, like, why are you so calm, or thank you for being so calm. And it's like, I felt that, you know, whether it's the president, not saying that I don't back him either way, but like, I just felt there was too much wishy-washy within all of the states, right? You had San Francisco just go on lockdown, and there's no point, or there's no reasoning, like, they didn't say why, it's just all of a sudden that. Then the next day it's Vegas, then there's all the other states, you know, and then the president saying, yep, you shouldn't congregate in groups of 10 or more, you know, and he's saying it's a national emergency, but then, like, it just felt like, okay, well, there's no clear-cut who's doing what and why, like, just, if you're gonna do it, like, let's just do it. Like, you know, instead of like, it was one day, I was like, okay, 250 people or more, you can't do that. So we're going to stop the sports teams. And it's like, okay. And then, because we don't want you in arenas. Got it. Makes sense to me. And then the next day, it's, okay, now we're down to 50 and all bars and restaurants have to close. And then it's next day, okay, 10 people. And then it was, like, I get the reason why they did it, because they can't do that all at once, because then there's panic, which there's already panic, and everybody's freaking out. But, like, it just didn't seem like it was ever, like, guys, this is what we're gonna do. This is why we're gonna do it, or have it come from one person as opposed to like too much from everyone else. And then there was just so many things from everybody.
I think it's not just that. Me and Rachel talk about this all the time, and me and you have talked about this, and we've talked about it on our podcast, me and her. But it's not. I don't think that it's wishy-washy as much of like changing direction and who's in. But I mean, even look at our text message earlier. It was, okay, nobody in groups of more than 10 if you're a non-essential business, minus this, that, or the other thing, or as long as people aren't in close proximity to each other, or there's not going to be in the same room at the same time. So you're right. The problem is that you've got, like I said, us as a gym, technically some gyms are staying open because they're like, well, I'm not running classes, I'm not having more than 5 people in my gym, I'm not doing... There's that problem. There's this like, I don't know. If you're just saying, look, if you're a non-essential business, which are these things that we've listed, you're closed. That's it. plain and simple.
Right.
But they're not. And they're leaving it open to interpretation. And so there's where the English language is a problem, because there's so, me and you argue over words and how things are said. And so you're now asking all these people to interpret this, and some people are like, oh, I'm fine, and other people are like, wait, no, it says here, I'm taking that as you need to be close, and they're like, well, I'm taking it as I don't need to be close, and there's the problem. And so then nobody knows.
Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, so the tangent of that was, like, I saw it, like, I kind of prepared in my mind, I saw it coming. You can see that it was following other countries, other things that were happening, and the writing was on the wall. So I'm like, I don't want to, like, say that I'm Mr. Wonderful, but, like, I kind of, you are, babe.
You are Mr. Wonderful.
You and I we saw this coming, and, like, part of our past life was planning what if scenarios. So part of the, like, I've had people reaching out to me because we closed our gym yesterday, like, how are you guys doing? Are you handling this? I'm sure you're freaking out. Like, we've already Corey and I have had to sit down 2 weeks ago when we planned this out. Like, that's why, like, everything that you're seeing, like, with most stuff, is we had this conversation with Blair and Rachel. Like, hey guys, this is what's going to happen if we close down, or if this happens. Like, we talked them through it, and that's how we kept Blair and Rachel calm. And then, like, we kind of, like, just kept following the guidelines, but Corey and I saw it coming. We just tried to stay open as long as we could, but we had a plan just in case, and that's why as soon as we heard that we had to close, we were like, all right, cool, step one, or plan B now, okay, we're gonna rent out.
And these are the action steps.
Yep.
This is what we have to implement. This is where, Dave got right on the computer, drafted up our equipment agreement.
That was actually already drafted.
It was already drafted, yeah. I'm saying, like, this week. And then, I was getting text messages and Facebook messages, and I was picking equipment and putting people's names on it and writing it down, and, all those sort of things so that people could come in and get their equipment. But I think for everyone, the problem is communication. People are always so frustrated when they just don't know what's going on. And for us inside our organization, we've been very communicative as best as we can, and I think that that's helping everybody stay solid. Our argument in our old license, there was an extreme lack of communication and very hairy situations. And if I can make it through all those, like, this is like, well, fucking whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And you're right, we did spend 7 to 10 years planning out all these different scenarios of things that could happen. And so I think me and you are just very strategic, and we're good when there's chaos. We're very level-headed. Now, that's not to say that I didn't go home last night and then everything hit me and I was a little mentally exhausted. I was tired. I was anxious. There's still unknowns for me too. And it's okay for people to feel like that. I just don't let it stop me from pushing forward. Like we say it all the time, put your big girl panty on and let's go. Like,
yeah.
Yes, I was overwhelmed, but, like, okay, how do I get past being overwhelmed? The same as I do with any other situation. What are the steps that need to be implemented?
Yeah.
I needed to reset my appointments, and I needed to, contact my clients, and...
Yeah, same thing. I mean, not to say that, like, there's not scary thoughts in my head, or what's going on with the economy, or what's going on with that, and, like, that's a whole nother ballgame, Like, yeah, you see it all over. Like, small businesses, there are going to be small businesses out there that fail. Now, if this goes on for a very long time, there is a potential that we have to never open up again, like...
letting it happen, guys. Not letting it happen.
We're not going to let it happen, and but I'm saying, like, those are thoughts, like, that could happen. The thing that I'm like, all right, cool, like, it's just another obstacle in the way, and I can only control what comes, like, what's right now, like, what can I control? Mm-hmm. I can't control a virus.
Nope.
And I don't, like, am I trying to downplay it? No, I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen anyone who has it, so I don't know. It could be the worst thing in the world. It could melt your skin off. I don't know. It's like you're waiting to see this, like, gas fog, like, come through, like, green smog thing. Like, there it is, run for the hills. Like, you don't see it. It's like the silent killer that Trump keeps talking about. Like, you kind of just wait for it and you keep hearing these cases, but you don't know anybody who has it. There's just a lot of unknown. But then but like I can't even control that. If I get sick, like it's terrible. If anybody gets sick, like it's terrible. Like you don't want it to happen, but like you can't control it.
There is so many things in this world that we cannot control. And I think that, like, I get it, this is the biggest thing right this second, and as a business, does it say, like, oh my god, like, if the economy tanks, like, is our gym gonna survive? Guys, like, for the last 5 fucking years I felt that way. Like, this virus doesn't change that feeling for me. Like, there is always going to be something out there. And right now, the face of that something is just this virus. And so, like, if you think of it that way, like, unfortunately, we're never safe. We're never set. I mean, there could always be something that could take away the business, take away your ability to walk. It could take away family members. It could take away your money, your job, your this or that. So I think we're just very practical people in the fact that we're always like, okay, this is something that could happen. If it does, then what?
Yeah,
what are we going to do?
Yeah, and I'm never content with just being like, all right, well, I'm just going to let it happen to me. Like, I'm just going to do everything I can to not let it happen to me. So we'll chat about some other things here in a second once we get off our soapboxes. This is what we are planning to do, because we've been planning this for a little while as a gym. But, like, we're going to take Harbor Park to the next level. And we've already talked about that. But, like, again, I can't control it. So that's how I stay level-headed, too. It's like I can't control it. It's out of my control. So I can be upset about being in quarantine. I having to shut my doors. Like I can't control that. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, all right, cool. They told me I had to do it. So now phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, right? So,
I think too. I know this is just fresh for us. This is the first, like this week where we are is where they're like, okay, everybody should stop driving around and stop going out in public, and non-essential businesses are closing, blah blah blah. But I think if you're on social media, that's the one benefit, is you're seeing the countries that have been on quote-unquote lockdown for the last couple weeks. Like, they're showing some awesome videos of some different things going on. We just, right now in America, we're like, oh, what are we going to do with our life? Especially here. We had some nice days, and now it's cloudy and rainy and cold again. But give it a few days, and everybody, once this becomes, unfortunately, the new norm, people will find a way to enjoy their day.
Yeah, I think what makes it weird is we are creatures of habit. We're like dog.
We don't like routine being messed up.
We want to be on a routine, right? If I'm normal waking up at this time, I like to go to the gym and do my thing here with my friends at this time. And now your routine is whack, and learning a new routine is tough. And going through new things like that is really tough. So that's what makes, I think, this a little harder. First couple days are gonna be difficult, but like I said, you can worry about it, or just look at this as a thing. Like, okay, this is just another test, right? I'm a big believer in the universe is testing us always, and this is just another thing that like in your own situation, however it is affecting you, look at it that way, that this is just a test, and how are you going to get through it? Like Corian mentioned earlier, like we've been tested numerous ways the past 5 years with business. So
many ways.
So like to me, this is just all right, just another test. Like we did have a celebration mental win this past week. I set a big goal out for our team to attain a goal by the end of this quarter, which would have been the end of March 31st, and I had plans that April 1st or like that weekend I was going to take my entire team. We were going to go do something fun. We were thinking about maybe going up, taking the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. We were going to take them up to Wisconsin Dells. We were going to do something fun. We were going to spend some dinner, a water park or something to be like, hey, reward you for hitting our goal. And, that we set out for back in December. We hit that goal before our quarter's up, which is awesome.
Literally Tuesday.
Yeah, and then the next day we're closing. Forced to close. So it's like, that's the universe coming back and it's like, okay, like awesome job, Dave and Corian, but now I'm going to test you. I'm going to test you because I don't want you to get too comfortable. And like, not saying that we were, but like that's how I look at it. It's like, okay, it's just another test to the universe. Now, how are we going to evolve and get over that? And I think like my biggest thing is the universe. Like, there's 2 types of people in the universe. There's going to be the weaker people who panic and rush out and get a bunch of toilet paper. thinking that they're gonna be locked.
Guys, please, if anybody understands why people are getting so much toilet paper, can you just message me? Like, I truly don't fucking understand this.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have the cleanest butts in the world.
Yeah.
Like, while you're doing that, spending your money on toilet paper, I'm just gonna take a shower.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
That's
funny.
my hobby, guys.
It's funny to laugh
Yeah.
at, but it, you know, like, people are panicking. You know, like, why? Like, you can't control it. I get the reason, but I don't, like, you can't control it. So why live in fear? Why live in stress? Like, that constant stress is going to eat you up and weakens your immune system. Like, just, you can't control it, so live with it. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, and use it as a test. Use it as a test.
Yeah, but like you said, there's so many people that are, reactive. They wait for something to happen and they scramble to figure it out. We are very proactive. We think like, okay, if we go down this route and this happens, then what? And this happens, then what? Then you got to go back a step. Okay, that didn't happen, but this happened. And then you got to go back a step. That didn't happen, but this happened.
Right.
And we just are very proactive all the time. And I don't think that necessarily comes straight from our old life. I mean, that definitely helped. But I think that the reason we got into our old life is because we are those type of people. Mm-hmm. We are proactive people. And I think that more people need to get used to being that way.
Yeah. And I feel like the reason why we planned and the reason why we want to move forward on our plan is to have a gym that you guys can all come back to at the end when this is all over and we're all going to open back up. So my thought on the whole thing was like, all right, so there's going to be two types of things. Nature always finds a way to prevail, right? It weeds out the weak. Sense if you look at back in like dog packs and stuff like that, what happens if you're a weak dog or sick? What does the pack do? They leave you and they keep going and evolve. And kind of the same thing with business. Yes, it is going to hurt businesses. Small businesses are going to suffer. If you're just going to sit back and be like, oh, I can't do anything, I'm just going to sit here closed and not take advantage of the doors being closed and doing some things to continue to propel and get ready for it to turn back on. Like, yeah, if you didn't plan for it, you don't have a plan, or you didn't take advantage of this time, then yeah, you probably are going to be one of the ones left behind. So like, I refuse to fail, you refuse to fail, and so that's how we're like, all right, plan B, here we go, we're going to roll this out, and we planned it, because I plan to be on top of the pack at the end of the week, and not part of the week.
Mm-hmm. So, with that,
our 20-minute spiel.
Yeah, we do have a lot of things going on, but like, I personally, because by the time you guys listen to this podcast, we're probably already launched all the things. So I personally want to talk about like, what can you guys do to have a better mindset, have a better headspace, and do the things you can control. Things we can control. We can control what we eat, how we eat, quantity that we eat. We can control our activity level. We can control our gratitude, our appreciation, living in the moment. We can control, again, planning ahead. Now what? All those sort of things. So for me personally, I have become a very big creature of habit. The older I get, the more like, this is my routine and that's what I stick to. Fuck, we tried to get here at 9 and we to make it by 9:30 for members, and I was here at 9:45. But, like, what can I control? I can control that I can still eat my healthy food as best as possible right now, because eating healthy food makes me feel better. I still woke up and journaled. I journaled last night because that helps my mindset, and that helps quiet the anxiety and the stress that I'm feeling. It helps me get the emotions out. I was able to sleep. I'm not trying to bombard my days. I'm making out action plans of like, this is what I wanted to get done today. And so then I just took one step at a time. Like, I got one thing done and then I got another thing done, so like, that's what I want you guys to focus on, is like, make a list of like things you actually can control. And sometimes I think that's hard because people are like, well, I can't control the food that's at the store. No, you can't. But you can have a better idea. Just because you can't control what's there doesn't mean you're not like, fuck it, I'm going to eat whatever, right? We can still have we can still make a better choice. I'm sorry that you can't come into the gym. I want more than anything for you guys to be here. And I'm sorry that you guys might not have everything at home. But you can do something versus nothing. And like, those are the things like, what can you do and what can you in a situation that feels very uncontrollable, what are the factors you can control.
Yeah, and if you look at it that way, that's the things that are going to bring your anxiety level down.
Mm-hmm.
And then healthy outlets, exercise, going for runs, getting those healthy endorphins flowing, and it also works off the stress. So making sure that we're active, okay, even though, like we were going to talk about this too, is like some members are really concerned about strength and, I'm not going to do the same things, and I'm not going to be able to PR because I don't have all those heavy weights. Like, this is not the time to be worrying about PRs and like worrying about your strength and all that. Like, now is just the time, like, just to be thankful for the equipment you have, or that we've lent you, or that you have in your possession, and like make the best of it, and like at least and celebrate that as a win. Like, at least I moved today, and then we're gonna try our best to make sure that we give you guys your at-home workouts with equipment versions and non-equipment versions, and you guys can mix and match any way you choose. But we'll continue to give you guys those awesome workouts so you can.
And guess what, guys?
If you like doing it twice in a day, do it.
No, I was gonna say though. But like, if you're a competitive athlete and you're like, oh my god, like I'm losing all my strength, guess what?
So is everybody else.
Everybody is. So we're just all on the same page. Like, it's not a big deal. Like Dave said, like, now is not the time, but be grateful for what you get to do. Be appreciative. Live in the moment. Like, I have literally stressed this for the last year, that everybody's like not happy with their life, and I feel like it's because people take for granted their day to day. They lay their head down on the pillow at the end of the night, and they're like, what did I even do with my day? Because you didn't live in the moment. You're driving and on the phone, and kids in the back seat telling you about their day. So no one thing stuck with you. So you felt like you didn't do anything. And so now's the time to like live in the moment. Shut that down. That's what the biggest thing you can control. What you are deciding to follow on social media. And I'm telling you, this is the first time in 5 years that Dave and I have really watched the news. But that doesn't mean we're bombarding ourselves with it. We're limiting it. What news channels do we believe in and we want to listen to? How much time are we spending? Maybe an hour a day total. We try to pick something up in the morning. We knew that briefs were generally coming out between noon and 1, so we picked that up, and then maybe at the end of the night, what new stuff came out. That's it. But I did not spend my whole fucking 16-hour day listening to the news, getting all hyped up.
Yeah, and if you really want to limit your stress and anxiety, stop scrolling through social media.
You got to, guys.
It is everywhere, and everyone's talking about it, and I think every time I get an email, it's got the header in it, COVID, like, it's getting annoying, and I know that like part of this topic here is about this, but we're trying to help you like get through it. Like, just you're gonna have to turn it off a little bit. Like, I only go on Facebook to get into our group and to share information with you guys, and I don't scroll anywhere else because everybody's talking about it. The memes, it's funny, yeah, those are awesome. Like, it's they're just trying to make some humor, but honestly, it just makes the situation even more like depressing. So like,
well, it's just, it keeps that topic going in the back of your mind. So at some point we have to stop and let's have actual conversations. What book did you read? What hobby are you learning? How did your fitness go today? How was Pilates? What are those things, instead of like, and I love this, everybody's been texting us like, how are you guys doing? Are you guys stressed out? Like, what's going on? We're here if you need you. I love that. Now let's follow up that conversation with like, what's the best book you've read? And then that's how we can kind of like curtail it. So give yourself like maybe 5 or 10 minutes and then move on.
What's the topic of the podcast this week?
Yeah.
Listen to podcasts. Read books. If you don't like reading, audiobooks are awesome. It's a great time.
A lot of times to catch up on movies right now, guys.
Yeah, movies and your shows. Like, I guess, kind of use some of that time to just decompress that way, and get your mind off it. You're going to have to do something to get your mind off it because it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. It affects the entire world right now. So, but anyways, some of the cool things that we're going to be announcing and releasing, I want to talk about that so you guys understand what we're doing as a gym. We're going to stay strong for you guys as we continue to move through this until we can open back up. But some of the things that we brainstormed with Rachel and Blair today was pretty exciting. And we'll announce it, obviously, by the time this comes out, we're going to be kind of rolling things out. I haven't decided when I'm going to release this podcast, but either you're going to hear about it before it or shortly after. But let's talk about it, Corey, and some of the things we're doing. So you guys saw last night, we closed and we gave you guys all some equipment to bring home. It was really cool and awesome to see that everyone shared. Like, I was going to say, yeah, the best thing. It was amazing to see people come in here, grab equipment, and then be like, well, I don't want to be too greedy. I just need this. I want other people to be able to do this, and that was really awesome of you guys to share and kind of show that community aspect's so cool. But you saw last night we had Sherry go live in our group for Pilates. That was our first virtual class, I guess you can say. We've done the briefings. We're going to expand on those and make those a little bit more in depth for you guys, and we're going to try to do that every day until this is done. And then our next launch is to start Monday. Well, this would be Monday tomorrow's the 20th, May the 23rd, so either coming Monday or it's already been starting, but we're going to do virtual classes for our members. We'll be doing that through Zoom or some other program, but that's probably the group that we're going to be doing, and we're going to make it work. You know, it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be the best, but like it's the best we can do right now, right? So we're going to be able to have you guys check into classes. We'll have a couple throughout the day, and then you can check into those classes. You'll be able to perform the workout with us telling you about it, briefing you like we would right at the whiteboard, and again, we'll just make it work with what you have. Some of you guys are probably going to have to modify, but you already do that anyways in the gym, so that's fine. And then we can give you feedback, because we're going to, hopefully you'll have a computer or a phone that has a camera, so we'll be able to watch your movements, so you can set it up so we can see you, and then give you feedback, like, hey, you know, Dave, Corian, straighten out your back, or this or that, right? And then just get you at least an hour a day where you're back in front of us in a camera, in a group setting, doing it together.
I was going to say, I think the biggest thing about that is maybe not even necessarily, again, anything important. It's just, you know, being around to talk to your other friends.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. And so yeah, that's our plan. We're gonna do that, and then some of the other things that we're discussing is some more virtual programming. I'm gonna have a brainstorm tomorrow with all the four of us. That's gonna be on our agenda tomorrow. So just know that even though the gym is closed, we're behind the scenes, like we're working. I'm making Rachel and Blair, like they're still working hard for us and you guys. We're not just sitting on our butts watching Netflix all day, although that probably is the plan here in the next half hour. But when we get home, because there is nothing else to do, but understand we are working hard.
I have a laundry list of things to do, FYI. Surprise! Sorry, you're still working.
Yes, we're always working, but just understand that we're taking advantage of those times, right? And continue to move forward. So so we got to do virtual classes. We're gonna do our daily briefs. Corey, what else we got?
Thank you for letting me jump in. So there's things that we're gonna do that are outside of class and fitness. You know, Rachel's talking to me that she really wants to be able to reach out to members and just talk with them. So she's looking at, once we get the hours set for when our virtual meetings are, she wants to provide virtual meetings of just get together. You know, maybe 5 people, me and her, Zoom meeting, and let's just chat. How are things feeling? How are things going? What have you guys been up to? If anybody wants to do one-on-one, you know, people have been messaging me, messaging her. She wants to do maybe one-on-one Zoom coffee dates or anything like that. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff, and I think that it's really, like Dave said, very blessed by this community. We do have some CrossFit members that also go to other gyms or have been at other gyms, and they're like, it's not the same as what's here. They said that we have something special with our community and how people are helping and assisting each other, so that's really awesome. But I think that that's because we don't solely focus on fitness. We focus on your entire health and wellness and lifestyle, and that's why we do all the other things that we do. There's going to be cooking stuff, there's going to be mindset stuff, that, you know, whatever you need.
Yeah, so we're also going to do, on top of those, we're going to have Coach Rachel, Blair, myself, and Corian. We're going to give you guys a day per week where we're going to go and host. I think we're going to try to do another Zoom, so you guys will have our links and stuff like this, but like where Rachel's going to expand on some things you guys can do for your gymnastics while you're still at home, so you can stay fresh on that, or things that you could work on. She's at home. I tasked her with writing up a 30-day at-home program, and then what she's going to do is she's going to have a day every week at the same time where you can log into that class, and she's going to give you about a half hour to an hour, depending on how long it goes, talking about that at-home program, answering your questions. You know, you can say, hey, maybe have her watch you do it, and she can give you feedback on it. Coach Blair is going to do something similar. We're going to call them bro sessions with Blair, and then he's going to be able to do that too. So like you guys can still get a good pump on, and get, you know, we're thinking about like what, you know, at least ask him some stuff. Okay.
Dude, guys, if you think you can't gain strength without weights, then what is everybody in jail and prison? What do they do?
Yeah, exactly.
All body weight,
High rep
stuff. Dude, and they get jacked.
Yeah.
We should call it our, like, jailhouse workout or something like that. Because I'm telling you, I guess sometimes people are like, well, this is what I've always done and this is all no. You can't come to the gym and you can't do a lot of other things. Why not take this as an experiment for the next, however many days to see what else might work?
Yeah.
Like, what else can we try to see what our body likes? Obviously my food's going to be adjusted. I can't eat the same amount if I'm not working out the same amount. So, like, what am I going to do? Okay, maybe I need to try a little bit of this and try a little bit of that,
A little bit of this,
a little bit of that, a little bit of that.
All right. So then, Coach Corian is going to do cardio days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about how to maintain that, and obviously that's a big thing. And like
maintain and increase.
Yeah,
So
maintain and increase.
if you are lacking in the cardio, now is the time.
Yeah, it's not like you are in jail and you can't leave your house. Luckily,
Yeah.
you still have that. You can still go out, and the weather's going to be getting nicer very soon here.
Yes.
So like we can take advantage of that. Corian's going to be giving you guys tips and tricks on how to increase your engine and your cardio aspect of it.
Yeah.
And then for me, we're going to be working on your mobility because you guys are all going to be sitting on your butt. Well, not all of you, but a lot of you have some time to spend on the mobility. So if you think like, man, I'm struggling with those overhead squats, man, my hips hurt, man, my knees hurt, like, I'm going to go live once a week and we're going to call it, our weekly fix. But this time it's going to be you guys can log in with me and I'm going to, demo it. What do you need help with? What are things, like, what are the things that you want to get better at? All right, overhead, here's the things that you can do at your at home. We're gonna do it right here and right now, and we're gonna do it.
I was gonna say something else and then I forgot what I was gonna say. Mobility, doing things, all the fun stuff.
I said something about your engine and cardio, and you went with the big gas. All right. So, yeah, those are some cool things we're gonna be doing.
I remember.
Now she remembers.
I do. I have a weird brain. It works in its own ways.
Mm-hmm.
David Expo hands. Do you remember? So, like, everybody is like, oh my god, I can't work out. And so, like, people are taking their equipment today and they're like, oh, I don't have the headspace for box jumps or whatever. But what you said was, it is going to get nice. We do have nicer days. People are going out for runs. So I get that people are like, oh, well, I can't grab a jump rope because I don't have the ceiling height for that or a bar. You're not always going to work out inside. When it's nice, you can go outside, right? Remember when? So most people don't know this, or if you've listened to our podcast, you do know this. When we were setting up Harbor Park, the very first location, we were supposed to open in June. We had a building, later flooring, weights inside, rig on its way from Rogue, and we had to tell them we had a lease, which in our minds, because we were not very smart about business, we thought we did. And then we didn't get along with the potential landlord we were going to have. And on a Friday, we decided that, oh no, we didn't set ourselves up right. He could lock the doors and all our stuff would be stuck in here. So we packed all of our stuff in trailers, brought it to Jason's garage, and then our condo garage. We had to... Oh god, I hope Rogue's not listening ever. We told like Rogue that like the building was like getting painted or fumigated, so they couldn't deliver the equipment there, and we got it delivered to our condo. So we have like this semi that like pulled in the back, and we don't have like a through pull around for the condo we were at. So they had to like reverse down the back of the condo and deliver this rig. And so we had a rig in our single car garage along with weights. And for 2 months, we didn't have a home. We worked out behind our condo. Yeah. And Jason and Big Cat worked out in their driveway. And they had people come over. It was summer. It was warmer. It was June and July. So, like, I found a picture of us working out. And I know we have more. But I found one, and it was just, like, my weight. And then that's Nico. And he's just, like, sitting there watching us. Because, guys, that's what we had to do. We did it for 2 months. Like... We didn't get mad that we weren't making quote-unquote gains. We just worked with what we had, and we did something rather than nothing. And I just thought of that today. I remembered that when someone was asking me, so I found the picture.
Yeah.
I was going to share it.
crazy world that, you know, you can take advantage of anything you can. You know, you can go outside. Oh, I don't have a pull-up bar. Well, what can you do? We were at a campground one time, and
Yep.
we found a swing set, or like a little, it was a swing set, or like a little jungle gym for kids, and we used the swing set as our pull-up. Like, we got creative with it, you know. There was
Be
a side
very
of
careful on your grip strength with that, though.
we were on, we had there was like an outside barn, and we wanted to do handstand push-ups and work on that. So we used the side of the barn for handstand push-ups. And then we used the trail just to
Yep.
run around for run 3 miles.
And everybody's like, well, where do I get a weighted vest? Guys, grab a backpack, load it with books.
Yeah, you all have a gym bag.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the most comfortable thing.
It's more of a
like,
ruck bag. It's fine.
Yeah, just get creative. Like, we did our videos today for the next couple of days of some of the workouts, and Blair decided, like, hey, everybody's got a gym bag, and he made the backpack row with the deficit, and he's like, load it up. Doesn't matter what's in it. It's weight. Like,
Yep.
throw your dog in it. Doesn't matter. Like, just kidding.
I just saw a picture. Diane, she had her cat, and she was doing Romanian deadlifts with her cat. So
Yeah.
now everybody's on this long chain of, can we program KDLs, kitty deadlifts, PDLs, puppy deadlifts, or CDLs, child deadlift, Romanian deadlifts?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get creative.
Yeah.
Can you use a chair? Yeah, you could hold a chair and do it. I mean,
I just think we get so
Cross-
stuck in what we think we need to do that we eliminate anything else being a viable option.
Yeah.
Guys, open your mind.
Yeah.
CrossFit what? Sorry, I cut you.
CrossFit is all about adapting to the unknown
Mhm.
and unknowable, and CrossFit also is about teaching you what to do in everyday life. So hopefully this has prepared you guys for what is here to come. So, like, again, think outside the box, and it'll help you through it. So those are some of the cool things we have coming. We're really excited to kind of announce these to the group. We're excited to keep pushing forward and adapting. That's
A lot of people are like, well, this isn't my normal, so I don't know, like, if it'd be good to get in a habit. This is the perfect time to get in habits. This is the perfect time to learn how to cook or make new recipes or, you know, try a new way of making something or new foods. Or, like I said, now's the time to implement maybe that morning and nighttime routine of journaling and meditating or anything else. Because it's going to become a habit when you don't have as many distractions. And then as the life changes and you start going back to work or commuting or any of those things, you'll know what it actually takes, and you're like, okay, I need to dedicate 10 minutes. I need to get up 10 minutes earlier, you know, or anything like that. Like, now is the time to create these things, people.
all right. So we'll have another episode for you guys very shortly. Long rant today, but we just want to share with you some things. You guys can get through it. We're all in it together. We're going to pull through. We're going to be Harbor Park strong. You keep seeing me post that. You guys are awesome. We thank you.
We love you and love all the support, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
We truly, truly do.
Thank you for backing us. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for letting us continue behind the scenes to work hard for you guys, and we will continue to do so until we can no longer. But that's not going to ever happen. So we're just going to keep pushing and keep giving you guys outstanding content. And Blair and Rachel are excited to help us and get
They got
to know
great
you
ideas.
guys virtually. So we'll see you guys very shortly. This is going to go by super fast. All right?
Yeah.
And we'll be back in here crushing, and then you can worry about those PRs. So, all right, guys, stay strong. We'll see you soon. And remember, even though you're at home, stay classy.
Bye.